What's up, folks? Yes, today's topic is the depth of a body of water. And the reason I say that is because someone recently asked me, why do people have to go and analyze the water before they get in it? Like, you know the water is deep or not, shallow. And so why does one have to one second. Yes, I'm doing a live feed right now. What's up? Hello? Yes. I'll call you back in like 10 minutes.
Where are you?
At the pool. Alright, bye. Okay, folks, sorry about that. Every time I want to do something, like, I have something to talk about. So, recently asked, why does someone need to know the depth of a body of water before they put their feet in it or plunge into it? And it all started with a conversation of analyzing. You know, I'm an analyzer. I have to analyze everything around me. So if I'm looking at a body of water, I have to analyze the depth, even if it means just putting my foot in the water, because that foot of water could mean a lot of things. It could mean I could slip and fall. It could mean I just get my feet wet, which is good, because if you get your feet wet, you might go in a little deeper than that. You can, if you're in the ocean, you can feel the push and pull. The push and pull of, I'm going to shut off the music because that's distracting. The push and pull of the ocean's current, you know? So you could tell by how much the water that goes behind your feet and rushes back in to go back into the ocean, you know how strong the current is. And whether you go deeper into the water, up past your knees or up past your waistline, that toe, that current, once you get past a certain part in the ocean, is going to pull you under. And how do I know that? Because it's happened to me. I misjudged one time, and I found out, that current is strong. I didn't think about it. Well, I was watching everybody else going in and diving in. I didn't think it would be like that kind of pull. And I almost got sucked under. So, analyzing a body of water before you step into it is very important. It's just like life in general, you know. You step into situations, you step into life, you step into an arena of complex things that are just like the ocean. Hi, Louisa. So you have to think about the depth of that. You know, not death as in dying, but the depth, D-E-P-T-H, the deepness of that body of water. Or, as I mentioned, I hope the wind isn't too bad, the deepness of life events, you know. Say you go to a concert, right? And so many of us have done that. You go into the concert thinking, oh, you get your favorite seat, you know, you're going to go down front, you're going to sit down, and everything is cool. But when you get in there, you feel like a rush of emotions and like apprehension, because you're in the front row rather than in the back row where you feel like you can escape if things weren't right. So that's a depth that you have to take into consideration. So that's a part of life. Going to an outdoor concert is very similar. You get waves of people. People become that body of water. People become that rushing motion, you know, and you have to be careful because, not to fear it, but to be careful because you want to not be in the middle of that crowd of people, in the middle of that ocean, because there's no life raft there. You have to be on the outskirts, and knowing that, you have to not be foolish. You know what I'm saying? And so much of us are very foolish. We don't pay attention to the depth of that body of water, whatever it is. I'm just using it as a metaphor because, hi Marlene, say happy birthday, yes, to you know who. So, life is just like an ocean. You have to analyze everything that you do. You have to analyze every step you take because it is like the ocean. It can pull you under, it can wash over you, it can knock you over. Look at like let's use a body of water like hurricanes. You know, that's happening right now, right? Something's biting me on my back. Hurricanes are made of water, and they wash over the lands, and they shake up the trees, and they cause a big disturbance. So you have to know where you are when that happens, because that body of water, it's just rain, but it becomes more than just rain. It becomes wind and rain and swirling things, just like as if you went out into the depth of the ocean or a pond that has a swirling thing underneath, like the Bermuda Triangle. You know, you have to know what you're stepping into. You can't be naive to think that life is just gonna always be safe. And I don't want you to fear life. I want you to really analyze it and really get into the depth of it, you know? So, yeah, life is like that. Now, I'm not near the ocean right now. I know you hear water in the background. I'm in a swimming pool setting, and I'm watching the different people in the pool. There's the deep end, and then there's the middle, and then there's the shallower area, and then there's the kiddie pool. And you watch everybody, their capabilities of being in the different depths of that. If you go on the deep end, it's 10 feet. You better know how to swim. Because once you get in there, you got to get out. And I see all these young people, just like I used to do, jump right in, you know. And good thing I knew how to swim from small and in currents, you know, strong pulls of the ocean. Because that's my first experience of swimming in ocean water. And it's not like a pool water. And then later I was swimming in pools, and I was a very good swimmer then. I'm not so good now. So do you think I'll be jumping in that deep end? Nah, my heart would not be able to handle that. The push and pull that I have to do to pull this body across the body of water to get to the railing to get out. So would I do it? No. I got to build myself up. I'd have to start in the lower end where I have control of how far I can swim and how I have to swim. I do it with my grandsons all the time, teaching them how to float and swim, and we have little races and stuff like that. But I don't want to jump in the deep end because, hi Stacy, happy 4th of July. I know you're having something today. I want some of that dessert that's coming your way. Oh man, something's really biting me. I can't get to it either. So, yeah, you have to, excuse me a minute, I gotta figure out how to get this, whatever's biting me off my back. I don't think I can. So, yeah, you gotta know how you're gonna swim. You Yeah, thank you. Yes, and you're the Empress too, Stacy. You know, a lot of people don't understand what that means, right? Yeah, that's another topic for another day. So we won't go into the Empress topic right now. We're talking about the ocean and the puddles and the bodies of water and that we encounter, the life currents, you know. Life is a big ocean in itself without the water. And you have to know how to navigate in it. If you ride in a boat, then you have to know how to paddle your boat. You know what I'm saying? And that's what your body is. It's like a boat. You have to know how to navigate through the oceans of life. So that's my message today. Oh, and one more thing. If you look at my stories, you're going to see me talk about I don't like there's three presidents running for election. All right? You know who? Trump card, Biden, and Kennedy. All right? I don't like any of them. So I'm voting for me because I'm going to run for president. Because I know how to run things. Yes. So if you want to vote for me, you know, make sure you give me thumbs up and say you'll vote for me. And I'll go in there. Hey, you know, there's been worst case scenarios running the government. And I think I could do a better job because I just throw everybody out and just run it. Start over. Get new people. I'm only kidding. I wouldn't want to have nothing to do with that body of water. But if you want to write my name in there, no problemo. It's okay. Do it. And then maybe next time around I'll have more votes. Because that's a body of water. You have to know how to navigate. You got to know how to put your twinkle toes in that puddle and know that the next step you take is going to drop down like when you're in the ocean. And have you ever been to the ocean where I think it's called the shelf? You walk in, it may be 5 steps, and all of a sudden it just goes boom, like that. That means the current has been swallowing up the sand underneath, and you don't see it. You don't see it. You walk out into it, and the current, the pull of the water pulls you into it, and before you know, you're down in it, over your head. And I know because it's happened to me. So that is how life is, and that's how the government is. It's like you might think you can go in there and run things, and that current is going to pull you under. You know, it's going to pull you under. People expect too much from one person. It takes a village to raise a child. How the hell do you think that one person can sit on the chair of presidency and be able to run things? You can't. You need the village to help him run things and stop like going against the grain of everything, you know? I mean, I feel bad for whoever is president, whoever is running things, because they don't really get to do what they think they're going to do. They don't. They don't. Because the village ain't behind them, you know? I don't care what party they are. The village is not behind that person. But I'm a queen, so I know how to run things. I've been running things for a long time. So, vote for me. I'll run for president next time around. Anyhow, I just have to out laugh. Hey Lloyd, how are you? Big up. So, yes, the body of water is a very important thing to study. And how that conversation came about was talking about life, you know, the depth. The depth of analyzing things, the depth of life in general, relationships, money, whatever it is, there's a depth to it. It's like an ocean. And you really have to know how to be in the boat and navigate it, or know how to swim. You have to. And not every body of water is the same way, you know? So you have to... Hi, Donovan, how are you? You have to know how to swim. And if you were a swimmer and now you're down the line and you haven't been in the water in a while, you better know how to put on a life raft, because the life is not easy right now. The oceans that we have to swim right now will pull you under if you don't know. So if you ain't ready to swim, put on a life raft. Put on a life vest, as the kids do when they go in the water. Like I see a bunch of little kids right now with their little floaties on. You've got to know how to get around that. You have to. You have to. And this life is not going to be easy. In the next couple of years, crazy things are going to be happening. And a lot of disturbances. A lot of hurricanes, tornadoes, did I say earthquakes? Earthquakes. Lots of volcanic eruptions. A lot of things are going to be happening in the next 2 years. Mark my words, okay? Because I know things. I have been given messages, and I don't know how to explain that to people most of the time, because they think I'm little, as my grandkids would say, Nina, you're crazy. But when I say something, you should listen. You don't have to have all the details, but you do need to analyze what I'm saying. And that goes back to the body of water. If you're analyzing the depth, the deepness of that body of water, you'll know whether you can get in it or you can't get in it. You're doing okay, Donovan? Great. You can barely read it, but I see you. Blessings to you too. Thank you. It's always good to be doing good. I'm glad to hear that. So, yes, a lot of stuff is going to hit the fan, folks, and you need to be paying attention. Pay attention. Put on your life vest, your raft, get your boat. Not literally, but you know, like know how to navigate. Know how to row your boat. Know how to row your boat, or know how to swim, because things are going to get real hard. And I'm not going to be able to save people. I can't. I have to, shoot, I'm going to have to know how to do my own thing. I can't, like I say, I can't dive in that deep end over there, that 10 feet. I can jump in there. I can. And I can swim underwater really, really well. I can swim a long ways underwater. But when I come up to the top, if I have to do this part, I ain't making it. I already know. So I better have a life raft, or I better have a life vest on, or whatever you call them, floaty or something to hold me up, because my body can't handle some of that work that's involved in that swimming. So am I prepared for what's coming? Not totally, but I'm getting there. You know, my plan is, I can't tell you my plan. I can't. That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother chapter in my life. All I'm doing is preparing myself, because I know what I have to do. And one is analyzing the depth, the deepness of that body of water, whether it's metaphorical or not, or really physical. Maybe the world would be flooded again. Yeah, I know. You're going to say, well, in the Bible it said, God said he would not do that again. But if the world continues to be in chaos and can't do what it needs to be done, I mean, the evidence is there, folks. Pay attention. That was the old school stuff. We're in the new school right now. So pay attention to what's going on. Go look in Revelation. That might help you a little bit. Forget about the Old Testament and the New Testament and all that crap. Well, it's not crap, but you know what I mean. Pay attention to Revelation. And I'm not quoting nothing for you. You got to go figure that out on your own. You got to do your work. You got to do your analyzing of the deepness of that pool or that body of water that you are going to be put into. You have to start now. I told you, 2 years. I've been talking about this for almost 4 years. And I warned you all in 2025 to 2027. Big things are coming. So just be ready. I can't explain all of that to you right now. I will keep trying to update you and trying to guide you into the arena like I'm in this area of the swimming pool. I'm in here watching and paying attention to the swimmers, right? That's what you need to do. What was this, Aim? Oh. So you have to do your homework. I can't tell you how to do it. I can only give you advice on knowing that you have to look into Revelation. When you look in Revelation, you're not going to understand it at first. You're going to have to keep going over it and over it. And it's going to be a little scary at first. Because it is a scary book. And I'm not a person to quote things. I'm not a person that will tell you what each chapter means. That's not my job. That's up to you to do what like I told you about the body of water. You have to analyze it. You have to look into it. You have to watch what's around it. And then you can understand that body of water. Same thing with Revelation. You have to keep analyzing it over and over and over. And this probably will not come out of, these words will probably not come out of my mouth again. Because I've been told, yes, I've been told that not everybody's going to understand these words, and not everybody's going to follow or gather what I am saying. And you know, there's a lot of people, and I hate to keep going back to the Bible because it's not me. I know that Bible backwards and forwards for years. Since I was a little girl, it was drilled in me. So these are things I do know a lot about. And I'm not a religious fanatic because I don't do that. I am who you see. Angel having a human experience. I have been beyond. Oh yes, I have. At least 3 times in this lifetime. And I have been given the words of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You heard the word understanding? Not understanding. Understanding is when you are standing under the knowledge that has been given you. I am standing on it, not under it. Well, actually, no, now I'm under it because it's over me. Yes, okay. Depends on how you put it. But I have been given special gifts and words, and I don't normally tell anybody about this. You never hear me talk about this. I just give you inspirational thoughts all the time, as much as I can, because those are the thoughts that come to me to try to inspire you, you know. So I hope that I do inspire you. I hope that you do take heed of the things that I am telling you. But I can't make you. You know, it's not. It doesn't happen that way. It's not my job. It's just like nobody listens to what God says. Nobody listens to what the angels say. And we are given warnings all the time. All the time we are being given the higher knowledge, and we just don't pay attention to it. We dismiss it. Just like analyzing the depth of the body of water. You know, we don't pay attention. Some people just don't even think about it. As one of my friends said, well, why don't you just jump in and then you find out how deep it is? Now, why would you do that? I mean, but some people do. They don't think about it. I see kids jumping all the time. They're not thinking, oh, the water's over their head. They're only 4 feet tall, and they're jumping in a 10-foot pool. Or in the ocean, I see my grandchildren doing it. They go out, far, far, far. What if a shark came, and we can't reach them because the current is pulling them out and out and out and out. So it's like a half a dozen of this in this basket and a half a dozen of that in that basket. And all I could do is give you a couple of little pieces that are in the middle that I can talk about to you, and that hopefully you interpret my message as best as you can. And like I said, I'm not a religious person, meaning religion to me is dogma, and I'm not downing it. I mean, I've been through it, I've gone through it, I've done all of that in my short journey here. But it has a lot of things when you start sitting under the roof of one particular church or I don't want to go there because people are going to get offended real quick. No. To each his own. What makes you tick and what helps you to understand life, you got to do it. It's simple. I have grown from that. So what I am is I'm not a religious person. I am a spiritual person. I am a spiritual being having a human experience here. That's what I am. You hear me? A spiritual being having a human experience. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm having a human experience right here at this school, helping you to understand the depth of that 10 feet and the 4 feet, the difference between the two. And you have to know how to swim. You have to know how, wherever you are in your life, whether you're 3 feet tall or whether you're 7 feet tall, you have to know which body of water depth you can handle. Because there are people who are 7 feet tall, can't even go in that deep water, but yet 3 foot kid, like one of my grandsons, he's crazy, he'll do anything, will jump in that 10 feet pool and be able to swim underwater or on top of the water or whatever way he finds his way to navigate, like a little polywog, I call him. You can navigate. You have to know how to do that. So it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how young you are. It doesn't matter how tall you are, or how short you are, or how big you are, or how skinny you are. You have to know how to navigate life. So be a spiritual being. Gather all the information from every avenue that you can gather that information from. Gather it. And when you gather it, you become a spiritual being and having a human experience. Because I am, enjoying being a human, but sometimes I look at it and I'm like, oh man, what did I choose this for? This is crazy. But if I didn't choose it, my children wouldn't be here, my grandchildren wouldn't be here, and whatever future great-grandchildren to come, or any other children that may come into my life that I may have to help them to navigate in life, or people come into my life all the time, and I got to help them navigate, But I cannot tell you personally, how to navigate your journey, because everybody's is a little bit different than mine. But I am here to give you the warnings that have been given to me to tell you about. So start paying attention and knowing how deep the water is. How deep is the water? It's almost like love. How deep is your love? You know that song? I think it's Sade. How deep is your love? And love is just like a body of water. It's deep. It's so deep. You could drown in it. Did you hear what I said? It is so deep. You can drown in love if you don't know how to swim. So that's another topic for another day, but it's the same thing. It's a body of water, and you can drown. So just know, find yourself, get your footing, pay attention. The signs are all there. You just got to pay attention. You got to pick up on the energy. And how do you pay attention, or how do you get the knowledge and understanding? Is to simply be in oneness with life and existence, and your spiritual self, of course. You can ask the universe for help. They're waiting for you to ask. I can be right here and just simply say, can you all just help me, please? I am in need of help. And they come to my rescue. Simple as that. Simple. Just ask and you shall receive. Now don't go running around saying, can I have some money? You know, it don't work like that. That's a material thing. You got to ask for spiritual things. And then you have to know that they're going to guide you to where whatever financial needs you need, then they'll help you. But that is not what they're going to bring you. They're going to bring you the spiritual guidance that you need to navigate yourself to where you need to be for that financial abundance to come flowing, baby. I know, like, what is wrong with Angel today? Well, I woke up this morning knowing so much. I'm like, I'm overflowing. Like I'm overflowing. Like, what do I do with all this? And this is what they told me to do, talk to you. So yeah, I'm out here. I'm not naked. I'm in my bathing suit. I'm at the pool. I didn't want to go to the ocean because it's very gloomy out here. So, you got to pay attention. I don't have a boat to float in. But yeah, I'm studying and analyzing the depth of life, the pool of life, how to navigate, how to help you all navigate as well, by giving you the tools by which to float your boat with. But I think I'm going to wrap it up for now. And the sun keeps trying to shine through. I don't think it's actually going to do that, but it's trying. It's trying to float. It's trying to crack a little sunshine. And I want to get home before they start doing all that crazy firework stuff. That makes me not comfortable. And I ain't floating in that ocean, let me tell you. I'm an American, and I heard somebody talk earlier saying you got to celebrate you. You got to celebrate you today because you are here, and your ancestors already came and went and already did all of that stuff that we're doing our 4th of July for. And it gets crazier every year. Every year is like chaos. It's like, I don't think my ancestors who fought in the wars really want this kind of hype. So, please, if you're out there doing your fireworks stuff, take into consideration that there are small children out there that are frightened by these things, and animals too. Animals are very sensitive. And you can't just take your dog to the, I say dogs because you're not going to normally take your cat down to the fireworks, you know what I'm saying? But you are going to take your dog and your kids. They can be frightened by that. So take that into consideration. Maybe if you have a small child, you should put headphones on them or earplugs in their ears, because they will like the lights, but they're not going to like that loud noise. I hate the loud noise. I don't like it. And dogs, their ears are already sensitive. So unless they have invented headphones for dogs, which I don't think they have, dogs are still sensitive with their smell, their noses, and they can smell the smell of the after smell of sulfur that's in the air from the smoke from firecrackers, and that can really bother them, make them anxious. So pay attention to that as well. Make sure you are somewhere where it's safe, and I wouldn't suggest being in a crowd of people. That's like being in the deep end of the pool, you know. Unless you're on the outskirts of that crowd, you know, there's a lot of crazy people out here. I'm not trying to frighten you, but there are some people out there that take advantage of situations like that. So, anyhow. So, I hope that you all have a great celebration of you, 4th of July, and yeah. Stay safe. Don't swim in the deep end if you don't know how to swim. I hope that helps everybody. And if you didn't tune in now, you can watch this later. I gotta go because I've been feeling little drizzles falling on me, and I know it's gonna rain soon. So I want to get out. I want to get out of the rain. Get out of here before it does do that. So remember, analyze the depth of the water, the deepness of the water before you jump in. And that goes for everything across the board in your life, because everything in your life is the ocean or a pool of water, a puddle. And I can go on and on about this topic, but I don't want to bore you all. So pay attention to the deepness. Analyze it. Don't just jump in. That's what I had to tell somebody earlier. You can't just jump in the deepness of the water. You have to analyze it. It might be too cold. You might freeze. You know, I mean, I'm not afraid to jump in, but you have to know how you're going to navigate when you do jump in. So be careful, okay? Be careful whatever you do. I want to send you all blessings, love, and light. And I'll see you on the flip side of light. I'll be the light. I will shine my light. I will bring you something in the nearest of time. Okay? Love and peace, and of course no hair grease because I ain't doing all that. Rastafari. Peace.